Alright, so now let us now talk about the inner ear. We are talking of this very structure which is completely embedded in the temporal bone, our inner ear. Now, to understand the inner ear, one, we have seen that it is completely embedded in where? In the temporal bone. But we also now have to understand that our inner ear is made up of two major parts. It is made up of the bony labyrinth and the membranous labyrinth. Alright, so what are we saying? It is made up of two structures, two major structures, the bony labyrinth and the membranous labyrinth. And the membranous labyrinth is housed in the bony labyrinth. So this is the structure that we are looking at. So we got our inner ear from the ear and brought it here. Alright, so this is it. Now, we are saying that it is made up of two major structures. What are those structures? We are having this brown part, this outer brown structure, all right? This outer brown structure, okay, is known as the bony labyrinth. Good. Then it is housing this structure inside, this pinky structure, all right? This structure denoted by the pink color. This pink structure is housed in the bony labyrinth, and this structure inside the bony labyrinth, we said, is known as the membranous labyrinth. So those are the two major parts making up our inner ear. Now, this bony labyrinth is made up of three major parts. It is made up of the semicircular canals, it is made up of the vestibule, and it is made up of the cochlea. Alright? These structures that I'm now telling you are here. Alright? So we are saying this outer brown structure is known as the bony labyrinth. And now this bony labyrinth, we are saying it is made up of three structures. See, it has got these three these three round-like structures, okay? And these are semicircles, you see? So these are what we are calling the semicircular canals. These are canals, friends, known as the semicircular canals, as one part over the bone labyrinth. Then there's this middle part here. This middle part, this brown part, this middle part here is known as the vestibule. From the vestibule, then we come to this structure of the bony labyrinth, which is, structurally arranged like a snail, all right, which goes round, is it? Like a snail. This is known as the cochlea. So those are the three structures: the semicircular canals, the vestibule, and the cochlea. Right now, our cochlea, it goes round a bone structure that is known as the modulus. All right. Wow, our modulus now goes round or surrounds the spiral ganglion. This spiral ganglion contains the cell body and the processes of the acoustic branch of the cranial nerve number 8. The modulus also contains blood vessels. Our cochlea is about 35 millimeters. So let me show you what I was telling you. So here we have tried to cut through our cochlea. All right, remember our cochlea is entirely embedded in what? Is entirely embedded in a bone, right, in the temporal bone. So this is the bone structure in which it is embedded. All right, we said now this part, all right, this structure part, all right, this lining here is our bony labyrinth. All right, this lining part is our bony labyrinth. Okay, now this bony labyrinth, friends, this bony labyrinth, we are saying it is now the cochlea itself. It is done what? The cochlea is going round a bone structure that we are calling the what? That we are calling the modulus. Alright? So the modulus is this bone structure that we are seeing on the middle here. And surprisingly, you are seeing that also in the modulus, we are having this branch, right? This branch of who? The cochlear branch of cranial nerve number 8, also known as the acoustic branch of the cranial nerve number 8. And we are saying that it's spiral ganglions, these are the ganglions, all right? And that these ganglions are actually housed, all right? Or they are, they are surrounded also by this same modulus. And we have said that this modulus also contains what? It contains blood vessels, and our cochlea is about 35 millimeters. Okay, now the bony labyrinth also, it contains fluid. You remember from our introductory part, we say that our sound waves that are received in the middle ear, they will be transferred to who? To our inner ear. All right? We'll get into the what? Into the fluids of the inner ear. All right? Now, we said fluids because the parts of the inner ear actually contain fluids, and now we are getting to know it. See, the bony labyrinth, which is part of the inner ear, we are saying that it contains what? It contains fluids. Now, these fluids of the bony labyrinth are drained in the subarachnoid. Okay? This fluid is known as the perileaf. So the kind of a fluid that is contained in the bony labyrinth is what? It is perileaf. And the perileaf is derived from the periosteum. And it drains into the what? Into the subarachnoid through what? The perilymphatic ducts. So what we are saying now, that this perileaf is produced from the periosteum. Remember this thing, this cochlea, bone labyrinth is so near to the bony temporal bone that is surrounding, right, the entire bone labyrinth, is it? Good. Now, remember, bones have the periosteum, right? Good. Now, the periosteum is from the periosteum where the perileaf filled in the bone labyrinth is done what? Is sourced from, originates from, or is coming from. So how does it come? It comes through the perileaf ducts, then drained into the what? Into the subarachnoid. Alright, now this perileaf is low in proteins and is similar to the cerebrospinal fluid and also similar to the extracellular fluids of any organ. This fluid, this perileaf, it gives support to the membranous labyrinth in that it suspends it. Exactly. Remember, the membranous labyrinth is housed in the what? It is housed in the bony labyrinth. Now, this bony labyrinth also contains fluids. All right. Now, those fluids suspends, okay, our membranous labyrinth so that it may not come in close contact with the hardy bony wall of the bony labyrinth. All right. Good. So that's our bony labyrinth. Now, the membranous labyrinth, what is it made of? So join me in the next video when we hear about the membranous labyrinth.